Welcome to BNEWS Weekly Special Reports. I'm Phil Gallagher, along today with my guests from People Helping People in the Burlington Food Pantry. To my right, President of the organization, Jay McAninch, Vice President Judy Walsh, and Director of the Food Pantry, Jim Sheridan. Okay, so it's been a big couple of years since the pandemic. There was a lot of pressure on the organization. Also a big move, so let's start with that. Jane, how did the move go? How long have you been in the new location? And what advantages have there been for the organization as well as for the director, Jim?
The move, we've been in the new location a little more than a year. It was in May of last year that we moved. It's been fantastic. The new location is gorgeous. It's much better suited for what we do, distributing food and storing food. We have a lot more space so that we can spread out and keep everything organized, and it works so much better than the old location. I mean, the old location served us beautiful for many, many years, but we just outgrew it. And so Jim has done a fantastic job getting the new place set up and organized and getting everybody oriented to what's where.
We did a program, which I thought was last year, which it turns out to be over 2 years ago. Time flies when you're getting old. So how are you finding the new operation?
It's as Jane said, it's awesome. It's so much bigger than our old location. We have a huge garage door where our deliveries can just back up and offload, so it's great in inclement weather, snowing, raining. We have bathrooms in the new location, which we didn't have before. We shared bathrooms with St. Mark's Church.
Advance, I see.
Yes. And we also have running water in the facility, so if we need to clean vegetables or clean up something, we have water right there, so it's great.
Speaking of vegetables, how's the community garden contributed this year?
Doing awesome. So we have a goal this year, as we did last year, of 3,000 pounds, and we're close to that already. And we haven't harvested our heavy vegetables yet, squash and the like. Right. So we'll definitely hit our 3,000 goal. Okay. So they're doing great.
And there was obviously a large demand period during the pandemic, and now, what are you seeing for demand? Has it decreased? Has it increased?
So obviously during the pandemic it skyrocketed, and Jane could speak better to it. I wasn't at the pantry at the time, but we did see it kind of level off and then go down, and now it's gone back up over the past couple months.
How much did demand decrease and now increase at this point?
So it decreased back to almost pre-pandemic levels, but then as the government started to roll back some of the extra support programs that they had instituted during the pandemic, demand started going back up.
How about, are we having an increase in, do we have immigrants coming into the town?
We
Is
do.
there demand for them?
We do.
Okay. And what is the primary needs that you see for that group?
It's food, it's clothing, it's baby items, diapers, clothing, toys, all the things that comes with young children.
Does that look like it's going to be increasing, or have we reached a maximum amount that we're going to support?
I think we've been sort of at a steady state. They brought in a certain number of families, and then that's more or less where it has stayed. I mean, the demand across the state continues to go up, so our numbers may rise in the future as well.
And is there any government support being offered?
So there are organizations that are supported by the government that are supporting them with their primary needs. We do not receive any government support to step in and supply the food, but it's what we do, and we love doing it.
Right.
So.
But you're a nonprofit, so they're relying totally on donations, either corporate or individually.
Absolutely, and it definitely has put a strain on our resources.
Speaking of which, we're going to do a summer sizzling drawing here at some point during the program. So we want to keep your attention. In case you got a chicken in this, you watch the whole show. Now, there's a number of fundraisers other than this, one of which is that you've been involved with for a number of years, which was the auction at the Escadrille, which we didn't have during the period of the pandemic.
Right.
It returned last year, much to my happiness since I won the Patriot tickets. How did it do? Was it sold out? Was it a moneymaker?
We did sell out. We made a very nice amount of money. It's our biggest fundraiser. And we have to thank the Murray family for providing the food, the wine, and the venue without charging us. So everything from the sale of the tickets, the auction items is all profit for us. So it's very important, and I believe everything is set for this year, or for 2024.
And tell me, is it true that during the period that they didn't have the auction, that Bobby Murray made up the funds that might have been made during that period?
He did make a very nice donation, but he also, besides doing the event last year, also continues to support us financially, which is extremely thoughtful of him. He also provides us a space for the wish tree, free of charge, to sort all the gifts that we dispersed during that program.
He's a pretty shy guy. I've tried to get him on the show for 10 years, but I don't think he gets enough credit for the philanthropy that he does throughout the
He's
town.
been a great supporter of people
Awesome.
helping
Yeah.
people.
Now, you're also involved in one of the programs is the Wishing Tree, right?
Yes.
Is that set up? The mall's going to support that
The
again this
mall is
year?
supporting us again. I've already been in touch with Sheila Hennessy, who's the marketing director. And we'll have our spot up on the second floor, right above Santa, that we usually have. We'll open on, I have the date, I couldn't remember the date off the top of my head, the day after Thanksgiving, which is November 24th, and we'll be there until December 13th. Most days from 12 to 7 at night. On the weekends, we open at 11 in the morning instead of noontime. And we're always looking for volunteers to sit at the wish tree. Our volunteer coordinator, Julie Hayes, is great in getting some people, our churches in town, and a lot of the students need volunteer hours, so they sit at the wish tree as well. So we get so many of our gifts donated right at the wish tree, but we do have companies and individuals that support us as well as the wishes that go to the wish tree. Last year we sorted over 2,000 gifts for 188 children. So it's
Well, let's
a big
talk finances
project.
again, just briefly. Are you operating on a shoestring? Are you thin? Have you got some reserves, or is this a here and there type of operation that requires monthly donations to make the nut, as they say?
We are definitely operating on a shoestring budget. Money is always tight, and Burlington is a very generous community, and we very much appreciate all of the support we get. But as the operation demand has increased and the operation has grown, so has our budget. And unfortunately, we are a little shortfalled, so we could definitely use good support with our upcoming fundraisers.
And you can have monthly donations, and also you've changed the way that you can donate, right? I know for years you only could send a check in, but now you're social media guys at this point.
We try to meet everyone where they're at, so yes, you can
Change with the
definitely
times.
still send us a check. You can also set up, monthly donations through your bank. You can also donate right on our website use PayPal, and we also have a Venmo account.
And it's peoplehelpingpeopleinc.org?
Correct?
Okay, I finally got that
I
right.
know.
I know it's
People
very
Helping
long.
People Inc.org.
.org.
Okay. Jim, let's talk about volunteers at your operation. There was a big drop off of volunteers during the pandemic.
Sure.
Fear mongering, or whatever that period was. Have you returned to normal levels? And how about the people who carried that burden during that particular time?
So we're definitely seeing an uptick in volunteers, particularly over the last year. So I would say we're up to pre-pandemic, if not higher, number of volunteers. A lot of, particularly around this time of year, a lot of companies, call us wanting to volunteer. So we kind of push them to the wish tree or the pumpkin patch. And there's always garden work at our Victory Garden that needs to be done.
Peter Capola runs that.
Peter Capola runs the garden, yeah.
I guess he's got grapes up this year.
He does, yes. Yes, and we've been giving them out, yes.
Yeah, really? Oh,
Yeah.
You can get them out that quick, huh?
Yes,
Great,
yep.
great.
We've gotten a couple deliveries of grapes.
Now, what does volunteering consist of? What are the functions that each of them can do?
Sure. So it could be one of many things. So one is, the biggest one is shopping for clients as they come in. So clients come in, they stay in their car, they order off a tablet, it prints out inside, and then we separate that into 4 different categories. So we have volunteers shopping for each one of those categories. So that's the primary volunteer activity. But we also have people who come in and help us, restock shelves or unpack food donations that are coming in. We have a group on Saturdays. They help do what we call sort. So they're checking things for dates and to make sure they're not expired. And then they restock shelves. So there's a number of, and of course the garden. There's a number of activities going on. There's always something going on at the pantry.
Now, what about sources? Do you get any discounts out of the various vendors? I think you also collaborate with the Boston Food Pantry as a source of. How is that working out?
It works out great. I mean, we get, depending upon the month, 3 or 4 deliveries from Greater Boston Food Bank each month. So we can order up to 4,000 pounds of food from them. And it's a wide variety of food. It's frozen meats, frozen vegetables, dry goods, shelf-stable items. So they've been awesome to us. We also get food sourced from Shaw's and Target. Wegmans has been a huge supporter of the pantry.
And they all have contribution boxes there as well, right?
So we pick up from Target and Shaw's. 2 volunteers go. They go 3 times a week, and they'll pick up from them. And then from Wegmans, we get food sourced from an organization, Loving Spoonfuls. So they're a food rescue organization. So they come visit us 2 times a week, and we can, we literally go to the back of the truck and say, I want this, I want that, I want that. So they're a great organization.
Jane, you were going to comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the talking about volunteers. As our organization has matured over the years, we're also looking for more volunteers, sort of with more professional skills, like website design, marketing skills, IT. So anyone out there?
HR, yep.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to have a drawing here. This is the Summer Sizzle fundraiser, Summer Sizzle Raffle. And the director of BCAT, Jen Dodge, is going to do the honors. There are 6 winners or 7 winners?
6 winners.
6 winners. The first prize is $750, and then there are 5 $125 gifts.
Correct.
And here's the kicker: if you win, your name goes back in the Wheel of Fortune, and you get a chance to win twice. So Jane is going to spin. Okay, and the winner is Jane. This is for $125.
The winner is Joan Lynch.
Joan Lynch. Congratulations, Joan.
And the winner is Diane Mills.
Diane Mills. Congratulations. That's prize number 2.
There we go.
Spin it again.
And we have Cecilia Mullen.
Cecilia Mullins.
This is for me.
We have
John
Pappas.
Pappas.
John Pappas.
All right.
Get ready for prize number 5. $125.
we have Mike Fazio.
Mike Fazio, congratulations. Okay, this is for the grand prize of $750. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, we have Alita.
All right, congratulations, Alita, the $750 winner. Okay, so we also have some other things coming up. You have the Thanksgiving dinner. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, we'll have the food drive the day before the distribution of the
Okay.
Thanksgiving in-gathering, and that's on November 18th. It'll be right at the UCC church, so that the donations will be able to move right into the church where we distribute the gifts, the meals rather. And then the in-gathering will be that Sunday, November 19th. We're actually meeting Monday night to organize everything, but it will be from I believe it's from 1 to 5. I'm not sure. I believe it's 1 to
Usually
1 to 5, and so we'll be advertising for the things that we'll need for those donations for the food drive to help with the meal. Rotary Club will be helping us with the turkeys and so forth. And then we have a great group of volunteers from the UCC Church that helps with people come in and they shop for what they would like. And the churches usually put in their bulletins some of the items that are needed as well.
Now, you also have a collaboration. I'm sorry, Jim.
I was going to say kudos to Julie Lewis, who's
Yes.
the pantry manager,
Manager.
but she also coordinates the whole the food drive and distribution for the in-gathering event.
Yeah, her
And Julie's in her third year as well, correct?
Second, yeah, she's in her
Second,
third year,
in the
yes.
third, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, you're also collaborating with the UCC Church?
Yes.
Oh, no, St. Mark's, I mean.
St. Mark's will be
yeah.
holding their pumpkin patch. So
Pumpkin patch.
it's our 10th anniversary year, so it's a big year for us. And we have groups from all over town, the churches, town hall workers, actually the Burlington Mall sends a group and take a day, Rotary, Breakfast Rotary, some individuals come and take a day as well. So we're looking forward to celebrating our 10th year. The first year, I think we were able to donate around $2,600 to the pantry, and last year was almost $6,000. So each year we've grown. So pumpkins will be delivered on Saturday, September 30th, and the patch will open right on October 1st and go till the 31st.
We're looking for volunteers to help unload those
Pumpkins.
pumpkins on
Yeah.
the 30th.
Yes.
Nobody with a bad back, though, please.
Actually, the high school sends a group from Adopt-A-Class usually. They come and they earn hours.
Credit.
The National Honor Society has taken 3 days to help sell the pumpkins. They've been a great organization through the school system that's helped us at the patch as well. And just come and support the patch because that will then support the food pantry. All the profit, 100% of the profit from the sale of the pumpkins comes to the pantry.
Now, there's more to the organization than just the food pantry. There's the people portion of it, and you collaborate with
Youth and family
family and youth
services.
services, youth and family
I know,
services.
right, we support their basic needs fund,
Mhm.
and basic needs are helping people with rent, utility bills, and so forth. We also provide camperships in the summer, and this summer we provided quite a few. And we, not only do we support them monetarily, but they work with the clients then so that, because we only give them, if they need help with their electric bill, it's a one-time thing. So Youth and Family Services works with the client and works out how they can budget their money so that they don't fall into those type of issues again. But we're there to support them in their time of need.
Now, one of the things conservatives, or some liberals, I might add, are concerned about is a vetting process so that these sources of help are going to the people who need it most as opposed to those who don't need it. So what is the vetting process? How difficult is it? You know, you have privacy issues, et cetera. So what is that process?
I know Christine Christine Truhan, who's the director of Youth and Family Services, said they are very carefully, they look at their income, their situation, and it's it's a very step-by-step process before they decide to assist a family. And it's not just you can come in and say, oh, I need money to pay my electric bill. They really do go through a certain process. They also work with the Salvation Army, and they get some funds via the Salvation Army, and then we supplement that so that if the bill is $500, Salvation Army may give $200, and we will give $3 to help. And it's a one-time. The clients do understand it as a one-time situation that we will help them.
Now, that's a one-time situation, but obviously food is an ongoing need. How does the food pantry vet recipients? I think there's 2 deliveries a week that you can be eligible for, correct?
Clients can come in once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
And how do you determine
So we
whether
have
these are appropriate
we have
applicants?
2 criteria. One is, first and foremost, they have to be a Burlington resident. Secondly, we use the USDA income eligibility guidelines, as well as the Mass Good Neighbor guidelines. So as long as people fall within those or at or below those ranges, then they're eligible to become a pantry client.
Now, we have contributed outside as well. Haven't we contributed to Boston at some point in time, or other agencies? We collaborate with other local towns when they have a shortage. Are we helping out a little bit here and there?
We do. So if we have an excess of something, I'll reach out to one of our neighboring agencies and ask them. We have a lot of
Give and take.
rice or whatever the case may be, and do you need any? And they'll come pick it up. So we definitely collaborate with a number of. There's probably 8 or 10 different agencies.
What are the primary? Obviously, toilet paper is one. We know that, right?
Yeah, right.
That's a consumable, I guess.
Yes.
What are some of the primary things for our viewers that they can be contributing on a regular basis, that are being consumed on a regular basis?
So it's really the basics: cereal, oatmeal, toiletries. As you said, toilet paper, toothpaste, tissues, soap. We go through a lot of kid snacks. So we pre-pack bags of kid snacks. So individually wrapped crackers or chips or granola bars, that type of thing that we can fill the snack bags with. Always in need of those.
Right. And what about at the State House? I understand there was a law at some point that changed the law about food from hotels and restaurants that couldn't be distributed, but now apparently can. Are we in line to receive any of those sort of donations that you're aware of?
So that law was changed back in 2014, and yes, we get food through that every week. So we work with an organization called Loving Spoonful, who will drive around and collect the food from any organization like Wegmans, any of the grocery stores.
Yeah, we did a piece on them a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Are they located in Burlington?
They are not. They're located in Boston, but we're in their service area.
Right.
And so then after they've collected food from the grocery stores, then they come to us and we can pick off the truck the food that we feel that we can use and give out.
Right.
We get a lot of our frozen meats through that. We also get fruits and vegetables and other fresh foods.
2014 it changed?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I must have read an old newspaper article.
The way it's being handled has evolved over the years. Initially, when it first changed, we actually had to go to each of the grocery stores ourselves to pick up. But with organizations like Loving Spoonful, it's made it much easier, very streamlined, and there are things that we can't use, but then another organization can use that instead. And so by using a middleman, it means that sort of it gets spread around a lot more, and a lot less of it goes to waste.
Well, let's put a plug in for corporate Burlington. Do you have platinum partners who are, other than Bobby Murray, who are continuing, you can rely on for a donation on an annualized basis or a monthly basis? Do we have some of those who step up?
A lot of them step up during the holiday. We have Erlin Construction, which supports us both at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we've gotten donations from their golf tournament in the past. I think they choose different organizations each year, but we've benefited a couple of times. Nordblum has been very good. But in the course, the Burlington Mall has been so supportive because to
For years
have
and
the
years,
space, we've been there for over 25 years,
Right.
having the wish tree there. And, but there's a lot of, we've had Burlington Vet, which is a very small little place, they support us at Christmas. So, you know, we have people that supply 9 gifts and companies that supply over 100 gifts. Integris, I'm trying to think, there's ST Research, which is in Woburn. They supplied almost 200 gifts to us last year. So they're a national company, so some of the gifts get mailed to us from Colorado, Florida, Virginia, but they collect quite a few right at their Woburn office. So we do have a lot of different businesses in town. Vulcan Forms, Sarepta, I'm just trying to think of them all off the top of my head. So, but we have, the business community in Burlington's been very supportive of us.
We only have a minute or two left. Let's go back to the escadrille, the auction. Where can we find tickets?
Well, those, I think we're selling, the Capital Girl raffle tickets go on sale.
Oh, that's first, yeah.
That's first.
Oh,
So
I
that
forgot to
starts
mention
next
that.
week at town meeting. You'll see
Right.
Janet and I believe Marsha Allenbeck from
Right.
our
And a
board.
whole bunch of flowers. Are they
yes,
selling them this
Spencer.
year?
Yes,
Cleaners.
they'll be sold at Spencer Cleaners and at Whole Bunch. So we start with those. So
That's the first one, okay.
that's the first one. We
Right.
won't be selling probably until after Christmas the tickets to the escadrille.
And what is the prize on the Capitol Grill?
It's a dinner for 6.
Wine included?
Yes,
Yes.
it's worth $1,000. Basically, you need to pay the tip.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but I know the person who won last year just bought 1 ticket, and she's a teacher in town, and she was thrilled, she said, to win the ticket. She said, I just bought 1 ticket and I won.
Yeah, I won it about 15 years ago, I think. It was
So,
a great time.
and
Great.
Capital Grill usually donates during the wine tasting as well. It did our for 6. There was quite a high bid for that, I believe, at this past year's auction. There were a couple of people back and forth. So, you know, Capital Grill has always been a great supporter of us as well.
Wonderful. Okay, we only got about 30, 40 seconds. Anything we missed? Anything you'd like to add?
No, we need your support.
Yes, thank you to the community.
Community,
All right.
and thank you. Yes.
And to
You always
all our
have it here at
volunteers.
BCAT, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, that's it from BNEWS Weekly Special Report. I'm Phil Gallagher along with Jane Makinich, Judy Walsh, and Jim Sheridan. Get out there and buy some tickets and support people helping people. Thank you for joining us.